Hello, learners. Welcome to our YouTube channel. Myself, Simran from Team CloudyML, and today we are going to begin a new series of videos. In these videos, we are going to share various interview experiences from various companies and various job roles. In these videos, we are going to explain to you the entire hiring process that is followed by different companies and for different job roles. So today in the first video, we are going to look at the interview experience given by a candidate for the job role of project engineer in the company Wipro. So let's begin. So the candidate faced the round one in this hiring process. There were total 3 rounds. So this is the first round. The first round was the aptitude round. Okay, so in the aptitude round, it was a written test and various questions of aptitude, verbal, and logical reasoning were asked from the AMCAT platform. So the questions were basically from the AMCAT platform. AMCAT is a huge platform on the internet wherein you can practice and learn aptitude questions. You can also take various aptitude tests to see whether what level you have reached in aptitude. Okay, so basic aptitude questions were asked in this round, and the next was the coding questions, wherein two coding questions were asked. Like if you have basic level of proficiency in any programming language, you can easily solve these two coding questions. So let's move ahead and see what are the sample questions that were asked in the aptitude round. Please note that these, whatever questions we are covering in this session are just sample questions. Similar type of questions were asked in the interview or will be asked in the interview, but the questions will not be exactly same, but they can be similar. So this is the first sample question from aptitude, which is of quantitative aptitude, wherein the average of 7 numbers is 60. The average of first 3 numbers is 50, while the average of last 3 is 70. So what must be the remaining number? 7 numbers are given to you. Its average is 60. And the average of the first 3 numbers is given 50 and the last 3 is 70. So the middle remaining number, you need to find that number from these 4 options. Okay, so you can refer the AMCAT platform for the solution of this question, or you can solve it by yourself as well. Okay, so this is the next sample questions, which is based on the verbal reasoning. You need to find the similar meaning word to the word warrior from these 4 options. So if you properly see, the word soldier is of similar meaning to the word warrior. Okay, so similar questions of these type, which is the verbal type, can be asked in the interview. So the next question is of the type logical reasoning, wherein in a certain code, the word missions is written as MSIISNOS. So how is the word online written in that code? So first you need to find out a pattern that how is this word encoded? How is the word missions encoded to find out this word? And you need to apply the similar pattern on the word online and find out the correct options from these 4. Okay. So this next question is based on aptitude or quantitative aptitude, and it is of the type ages. Okay, the question is based on ages. So A is 2 years older than B, who is twice as old as C. If the total ages of A, B, and C are 27, then how old is B? So you can also solve these questions that I just told of the aptitude section. And if you find out the solution, you can put it down in the comment section as well and also discuss it with other viewers. So these are some sample questions from the aptitude section. Next, these are two sample coding questions. First question is, given two non-negative integers, num1 and num2, represented as strings, you need to return the product of these two integers, but also represented as a string. Which means the product has to be also represented as a string. Okay, and the next question is, given an unsorted integer array numbers, return the smallest missing positive integer. So these are the two coding questions, sample coding questions. Code for these questions, you can also put the code for these questions in the comment section if you find out the solution. And you can refer to many platforms like HackerRank, Kaggle, HackerEarth, or LeetCode for many such questions. You can find out the solutions as well. If you practice certain questions, like 30 to 40 questions, you will be very good in whatever programming language you're learning or you've learned, and you can use that language to solve these questions in the interview as well. Okay, by solving some basic questions, you will be easily able to pass this coding round. Okay, so when you qualify for the round one, you will be moving ahead to the round two, which is the technical interview round. Technical interview round is based on the domain of the job role, whatever domain you've applied for. So the questions asked in this interview were basically DBMS questions. Like if your if your job role is based on machine learning, you will be asked machine learning questions. Okay, if it is based on data science, you will be asked data science questions. So this was basically a DBMS job role. So DBMS questions were asked, like basic questions including what is indexing in DBMS, what are the types of normalization, what is meant by entity relationship model, explain the terms like entity, entity type, entity set. Then various queries in SQL, you can be asked to write down the queries or solve some queries, okay, perform some queries, and then explain the difference between delete and truncate commands in a DBMS. So you need to be thorough with the basic concepts of whatever uh, domain you're studying into, and for every concept, please prepare an example as well, because it will create a greater impact on the interviewer, as well as it can be understood from the example that you have properly understood the concept and you're thorough with the concept. Okay, so yes, for each and every concept, prepare an example and also explain the example properly, and be specific with your answers. Go point to point. Okay, don't just mention extra points which are of no use, but be specific and mention 2 to 3 points of each topic, each question with an example. Okay, so after the technical interview round, you will be going through the round three, which is the HR interview round. For the Wipro company, HR interview round was present. This round may not be necessarily present in all the interviews. Okay, there can be 2 rounds, there can be 3 rounds, there can be group discussion rounds. Okay, so in the Wipro interview experience, round three was also present, wherein sample questions. HR questions are generalized questions like will you relocate yourself for this job? Then what is your salary expectation? How would you rate yourself on the scale of 1 to 10? What is your biggest achievement? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses, etc.? Such questions will be asked in the HR interview round. You can find other sample questions on the internet as well. You just need to answer these questions honestly, and the HR will just analyze, how your confidence is. Are you willing to do this job properly? Okay, so these were the sample questions for each of the round, and please note that these are just the sample questions. Similar type of questions can be asked in the interview, but they cannot be exactly same. Okay, so prepare well for the interview. Whatever job role you're applying for, be specific in what you prepare. Be specific and be clear. Okay, don't get confused in various topics. By learning all the topics, you will be confused. But prepare specific topics that you're really good at, and be confident in the interview. So thank you for watching this video. Please like the video and share it, and also subscribe the channel, as we will be bringing interviews of various interview experiences of other companies and other job roles as well. So thank you.